A life interrupted. The park was alive. Children's laughter filled the air. Sunlight dappled through the leaves. A perfect day. He watched his daughter on the swings, her smile as bright as the sun. Life was good. Life was complete. Then, his phone rang. The voice on the other end was shaking. Accident. Hospital. Words swam in his head, their meaning slow to form. He rushed to the hospital, a knot of dread tightening in his chest. The world, once so vibrant, faded to gray. The call. It was the moment he had been dreading, the moment that would change everything. His heart pounded as he stared at the phone, willing it to stop ringing, yet knowing he had to answer. The waiting room was sterile, cold, and unwelcoming. The walls, painted a harsh white, seemed to close in on him. The silence was broken only by the hum of vending machines and the occasional ticking of a clock. Time crawled by, each second feeling like an eternity. He called family, friends, anyone who might offer a shred of comfort. His voice was hollow, echoing his inner emptiness. Each ring, each unanswered question, amplified his fear. The silence on the other end was deafening, a void that swallowed his hope. Finally, a doctor emerged, his face etched with sympathy and sorrow. The look in his eyes said it all before he even spoke. The news hit him like a physical blow, knocking the breath out of him. He collapsed into a chair, his world crumbling around him. His wife, the love of his life, was gone. The world spun, and he felt as if he was falling into an abyss of despair. He clung to the doctor's words, trying to grasp their meaning, but they were lost in a fog of grief. His mind was a whirlwind of emotions. He had to be strong for his daughter. She needed him now more than ever. He took her hand, vowing to be her rock in this storm of sorrow. Picking up the pieces. It's a phrase that means so much more when you're dealing with the aftermath of a profound loss. The act of physically picking up broken items mirrors the emotional task of trying to mend a shattered heart. The funeral was a blur of faces and condolences. People came and went, offering their sympathies, but their words felt distant, almost hollow. It was as if he was watching everything from behind a glass wall, unable to truly connect with the reality of the situation. He moved through it all in a daze, the weight of his loss crushing him. Each step felt heavy, each breath a struggle. The world around him seemed to move in slow motion, and he couldn't shake the feeling of being trapped in a nightmare. Returning home to an empty house was the hardest part. The silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the life that once filled those rooms. Every creak of the floorboards, every shadow on the wall, was a reminder of what he had lost. Every corner held a memory, every photograph a fresh wave of pain. The house was a museum of their life together, each item a relic of happier times. It was both a comfort and a torment, a place where he could feel close to her and yet be reminded of her absence. His daughter, his reason for living, was lost in her own grief. She was too young to fully understand, yet old enough to feel the weight of their loss. Her eyes, once bright with joy, were now clouded with sorrow. He tried to be strong for her, but his own tears betrayed him. In those moments he realized that it was okay to grieve together, to share their pain. They didn't have to face this alone, they had each other. They clung to each other, two souls adrift in a sea of sorrow, searching for a lifeline. In their embrace, they found a glimmer of hope, a promise that they would navigate this storm together, no matter how rough the waters might get. Acts of kindness. Slowly the fog began to lift. Neighbors brought over casseroles, their warm smiles offering a glimmer of comfort. Friends offered to babysit, their presence a welcome distraction. His daughter's teacher reached out, her concern genuine and heartfelt. These small acts of kindness, like rays of sunshine piercing through the darkness, began to warm their broken hearts. He realized he was not alone. The community, their compassion a beacon of hope, rallied around them, offering solace and support. Life would never be the same, but in the depths of his despair he found a glimmer of hope. The days were long and the nights even longer, filled with memories that haunted him. Yet, amidst the sorrow, he discovered a reason to keep going. He would honor his wife's memory by living a life filled with purpose, by being the best father he could be. Every laugh of his daughter, every moment spent together, became a tribute to the love they had lost. He found strength in her innocent eyes, a reason to smile again. He would teach his daughter the importance of kindness, of empathy, of cherishing every moment. Together they would volunteer at the community center, sharing their time and love with those in need. These acts of kindness became their way of healing, a path to move forward. The journey ahead would be long, the pain ever present. Each step was a reminder of the loss they had endured, but also of the strength they had gained. They walked this road together hand in hand, finding solace in each other's presence. But he knew, with the love of his daughter and the support of his community, he would find his way. Friends and family rallied around them, offering comfort and support. The community became their extended family, a network of love and care. Human kindness, he realized, was a powerful force, capable of healing even the deepest wounds. Acts of generosity and compassion from strangers reminded him that they were not alone in their struggle. Capable of healing even the deepest wounds, the hugs, the words of encouragement, the simple acts of being there for one another, all contributed to their healing process. It was a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times, a reminder that life, despite its hardships, could still be beautiful. They planted a tree together, a symbol of new beginnings and growth, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the end, it was the love they shared and the support they received that helped them find their way back to happiness.